Hello Dakin Bakers and welcome to my kitchen. Tonight for tea we're going to have cauliflower cheese with crispy pancetta on the top, sweet potato wedges and a caprese salad. So that's what we're going to show you today. So I'll start off by preparing the cauliflower and getting it on to cook. So we take out the stalk, we're cutting it into florets like that, putting it in our saucepan. I've got 2 cauliflowers here. Well, it's 1.5 actually, so I might have a little bit of the other one, I'm not sure at the moment. Now my dog's going crazy here because they always get the stalk of the cauliflower, so I'll have to give it to him, but if you hear a big crunch, you know what that is, okay? So this is my dog Charlie, about to have his cauliflower. There you are. Here comes Delilah. Are you ready for your cauliflower too? Lila, there you go. Oh, you've missed it. Lila, here you go, have this bit. Oh, she's got a bit. Okay. As long as they all get some, that's the main thing. My other dog, Bertie, he's upstairs. He's probably just looking out the window, waiting to hassle somebody. Right, so that's the cauliflower. A bit more stalk on this one, dogs, if you're really lucky. We like to give our dogs lots of fresh vegetables. It's very good for their teeth. And there's plenty of cauliflower in there. Right, okay, ready dogs for the last bit? One for you, Lila. Woof. One for you, Charlie. I don't know if you saw him jump up there and take it. I don't know if you can see that from there. So that's going in the compost pile, that bit. That bit I'll put back in the fridge and I'll probably put it in some sort of stir fry later on. Right, so we put some water on here. And put it on to cook. On the hot plate, we'll put some salt in there. Okay, so that's the cauliflower done. We've got to make a cheese sauce to go with that, but I think first, while we're waiting for the cauliflower to cook, I will show you my sweet potato wedges. So I've got a tray here. I'm just going to cut the ends off. No, dogs, you can't have the ends of this. This isn't for you. I've already given them a bit of a rinse. And with these, all I do is just cut them into wedge shapes. Very easy. They don't take as long to cook as normal potatoes. And I think they've got a bit more flavour. And I have a veg box delivered every week and they often put a couple of these in, so it's always a good way to use it up. Anyway, you can see my cutting isn't very good. They're all different shapes and sizes. If you're doing big potatoes like this and you're using a sharp knife, make sure Mum, Dad or a carer helps you. I don't want to come back to work and some of you are missing fingers. We start this with 10 and we're going to come out of it with 10, aren't we? Right, so there are the wedges. As you can see, 2 potatoes does quite a lot. We're going to drizzle with some olive oil. I'm afraid my big bottle is finished and my vegetable people aren't delivering any of that at the moment, so I'm going to have to rely on supermarket stuff now. And some salt and some pepper. Right, Charlie. I've seen something out there that's caught there. I probably pigeon. So they're now all ready to go in the oven. They'll be in the oven for about half an hour. Right, so that's done. Next, let's do the chilli sauce, shall we? While we're waiting for that to boil. So, the cheese sauce, I'll probably do 1 ounce of butter and 1 ounce of flour. So that's about 1 ounce. So put that into melt. Just get out a whisk and a spoon. And what do we need in cheese sauce? Cheese. So I'll grate some cheese on here. No, there's nothing else, dogs. I know you love cheese too, but you can go and sit down. Yeah, there's a nice lot of cheese there. So let's see if our butter's melted. Nearly melted. Get our dish for it. Got one here already. Put it in this dish tonight. Okay. So the online cooking lessons are going very well. I don't know if you're following us on Facebook, but today I did Angus and we made a lemon posset, and Brittany this afternoon we made some cookies. I've already made cookies this week with Daniel. Just trying to think of the days are just going. So I've already made cookies with Daniel, and yesterday afternoon I made cookies with Felix too. So we've been very busy baking biscuits, but we've all got to start off somewhere, and it's quite hard in an hour to find something that you can all do, make, take out of the oven and taste it. So that's why I'm concentrating on biscuits this week. I'm working with Daniel again tomorrow, and we're going to do some soup. I'm speaking to Dean for the first time tomorrow, I think. So yeah, there's lots of things coming up, and Simon's tomorrow. Simon, Mr. Waller, with my lizard Harry, I hear you calling him. So I'll talk to you about him tomorrow when we make your lunch. But yes, the online thing seems to be going very well. My colleague Sass, she started this week and did a session with Dale, and I understand that went very well. I've put some photos up that Dale's mum sent through to me. But yes, it looks like a whale of a time, and spaghetti bolognese, Dale, is my favourite. So next time you make it, can you invite me round for dinner, please? Right, so the butter's all melted. Now we're going to add roughly an ounce of flour. Now, I'm a cook that doesn't weigh anything, but I have made literally thousands of cheese sauces in my time. If you're not confident, then just weigh it. It's the easiest thing to do. So to me, that's about an ounce. Now my trainees will know that we're now going to cook out this, and it's called a roux. Okay, so we're cooking out the roux until it's got a bit of a sandy texture, and then we're going to add some milk a little bit at a time. Now if we were in a big kitchen in London and we were doing it all with Gordon Ramsay and whatever, he'd heat up his milk and he'd infuse it with an onion studded with cloves, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to tip in a little bit of milk, keep stirring it until you think you've got the right consistency. Cauliflower's just starting to boil. Not going to cook that too much because it's going to be baked in the oven for probably half an hour, about the same time as the wedges, because we want to get a nice golden finish on it. When my husband makes cheese sauce, he always puts dry English mustard powder in his when he makes his roux, but I don't, but his cheese sauce is very nice. Just a little something that you can add if you want to. Right. I think I'll take that cauliflower off now. Strain it. And we'll pop that in this dish. So with the cookies we've been making this week, 2 people have opted for dark chocolate and the girl today opted for white chocolate. So, but they all look very nice when they came out of the oven. So if anyone wants that recipe, I can always share it on Facebook with you. Just ask me to, and I'll do that, because we found this week that it's a cookie recipe that really works. I think cookies can be a bit hit and miss, and as long as you don't make them too big like Daniel did, they don't join together. Felix's on Monday afternoon were really, really good. Right, let's put that in. We'll save a little bit of the cheese back to put on the top. Sometimes when you put the cheese in, it makes it go thick again, so you might need to thin it down a bit more. Keep whisking. Add a little bit more milk now, not much. We're just about there. Just bring it up to the heat a little bit more, just to make sure that it's really hot and all the flour's cooked out, but I think we're okay. Our cheese sauce. So we're going to pour that on top of the cauliflower. Not too thick. And on the top of that, we'll just sprinkle some extra cheese. And then while that's cooking in the oven tonight, I've got some cubed pancetta. I'll just fry that off until it's really, really crispy. And then when this comes out of the oven, I'll just sprinkle that on the top. So there we are, there's our cauliflower cheese all ready to go in the oven later. And the salad I said I was going to serve it with was a Caprese salad. Just doing a slight variation on Caprese, because I got something in my veg box today that I thought I could use as well, and it's very healthy. I'm going to turn my board over. It's not actually dirty, but I'll just turn it over. I'll just get another knife from out of the drawer. Okay, so Caprese salad. We're going to use this plate, and on here, just make sure you can all see that, on here I'll put some baby spinach leaves, which is the thing that I got in my veg box today that I wasn't expecting. So I've given them a wash. You always have to give it a wash because you never know what you're going to find in there. I suppose I can say that at least any bugs are all going to be organic bugs. They're not going to be pesticide bugs. Okay, so that's the baby spinach on there. And then we're going to cut up some tomatoes. Just give them a rinse under the tap. So these are nice little cherry tomatoes that came today. And I've got some mushrooms. So tomorrow I'm thinking of doing mushroom stroganoff. So if you want to know how to make that, tune in tomorrow. So we're just going to put some tomatoes on the top. Those of you who know me in the cafe know that I absolutely love anything Italian, so any excuse to get a bit of Italian in here. So traditionally these would be bigger tomatoes, and they'd be thinly sliced, and then they're layered up with this, which is mozzarella. All right. So I'm going to cut this in slices. It's very ripe, this mozzarella. Just a little bit left. I had, just trying to think what I did with it. Oh, I stuffed some chicken breasts with asparagus and mozzarella and only used a little bit of it. So there you go, so that's on there. To that we will add a tiny bit of salt because it brings out the flavour of the tomatoes. Now some people think you shouldn't season salad, but you should really. A little bit of pepper. On top of that, I'm going to drizzle, but I won't do it now, but I'll do it later, with my very, very posh olive oil that is only used in salads. It comes from Greece and it is extra virgin. Actually comes from the island of Lesbos. So that's going to go on there later. So as you can see, we've got cauliflower cheese, sweet potato wedges, and Caprese salad to go with it. So I'm looking forward to my dinner tonight. Hope you all cook something nice for dinner tonight. And Angus, I hope you enjoy your lemon posset for your pudding. Okay then, cheerio, Dakin Bakers. See you tomorrow. Bye.